such a blessing. But welcome back to another live Mega List. This is the Mega List. This is where I come to you live on YouTube and Facebook and I think Twitter, although I'm not sure. I think it works on Twitter. Please let me know if you guys can hear this. I am using a completely different computer. My husband, my very sweet and kind and loving husband, has invested in this podcast by getting me a new computer. I can see that my hair is disappearing into the background. That's super weird. I'm going to push this back a little bit and see if that helps. Maybe, oh well, you guys, you know, you'll enjoy it if it's happening. I was afraid that there might be a little bit of an issue today because I am wearing a very cool shirt. It's totally worth it. If I disappear, it's worth it because I'm wearing this really cool shirt. I want to show you guys all, if you can see it, the Bar Podcast. I hope that's not mirrored and backwards. I guess I'll see in a second because I am trying to keep an eye on the chat room. The chat room in the corner is huge, by the way. Now you guys will actually be able to see all the different comments, so I'm glad that I'll be able to see it. You guys will be able to see it. I'll probably make it a little smaller next week because that's kind of gigantic, but oh well, I mean, it's working for right now, right? So if you guys can all hear me well, I'm definitely using a completely different system. I was a little concerned because the setup was different. Even though it's still a Mac, it's a different kind of Mac. So hopefully everything is going to be okay. We'll see how this goes. And anyway, so whoa, let's get started. I'm going to get started by like super punching my microphone because why not? That's like, I don't know why it's there. It's like right in my face to be punched. I don't know. Anyways, so while we're getting started, while everybody is showing up and that people are coming into watching this and everything, the notifications are going out across the different internet stuff because of YouTube, which sends emails out when I go live. I'm just going to update you guys on some different things before we get into the meat of this. This mega list is going to be mostly about upcoming events, things that are happening. I don't have like a whole lot of new announcements. Hi Patrick, hi Kaylee, I can see you guys in the comments. Everybody can see you now. I don't know what was with the last way that I had that all set up, but like the comments were really tiny in the corner and I couldn't see them very well. And now I can see them even though I'm further away from my computer. So that's really, really cool. I can see my husband. Hi, handsome. My husband Justin is in the comments. Hi, guys. So if you guys want to let me know really quickly before I move. Wow, my forehead just disappeared. Did you guys see that? This is going to be interesting. It's the blue shirt and there's not a lot I can do about it. The blue shirt somehow mixes with the green screen and I slightly disappear, and sometimes I might go away altogether. Patrick's going to message me help because that's his unfortunate friendship with me, that he has to read Joyce Meyer books and also help me with all of my problems. I have my Facebook open, Patrick. If you're going to send me help, I'm all for help. I don't know why I'm disappearing every now and then, but if I go into the white section, it's worse. Look at that. That's creepy. That's creepy right there. Something in my forehead. Okay, I'm gonna stay over here. Oh, my teeth too! Oh, wow. That's fun. This is fun stuff. Okay, this is gonna be a really, really fun live event. And next week I will fix whatever is going on with the lighting and maybe not wear a blue shirt behind a green screen. Maybe. Anyways, okay, let's go ahead and get started, especially since you guys can clearly hear me. I just want to let you know that I am trying to keep up with the comment section also. And gingivitis. I have gingivitis. Thank you, honey, for that. You're so super duper sweet. Is that how you spell gingivitis, though? Because, wow, I never would have spelled it like that. It's okay. I homeschool. Don't worry. Everything's fine. It's going to be fine. I wonder if I move this closer, though, if that will help with the disappearing. Nope. What if I do this? Yeah, that made it worse. Okay, wow. Never mind. I'm going to keep this bad boy on and maybe closer to me. No? This is the fun stuff that happens with live, right? Brand new computer. Hi, Kristen. I'm so glad you're here because I'm going to totally give you a shout out in a second. Autocorrect for the win. Haha. Is it not the way that you spell gingivitis? I don't know. Tell me, honey. Tell me in the comments. I want to know. Okay. I'm going to read this comment from Patrick from Cave to the Cross. Apologetics. And, oh, thank you. Thank you for that explanation. Yep. Okay, very cool. I'm going to talk about that. Thank you, sir. You guys are going to hear about it in just a second. So, okay, this is a live event. Like I was saying, I think it's the color of your shirt. You are exactly right, Facebook user. Why can't I see your comments here? Let me see here. I should be able to see them at least on my own screen. I definitely think it is the color of my shirt. But I promised Dwayne Atkinson from the Bar Podcast that I would wear this shirt because I got it. I was super excited. I finally had this shirt. You know, I was excited to get to, like, shout out to him, let you guys all know that they're continuing to put out solid biblical content. But because it's blue, and I guess maybe the type of blue that it is, it meshes wrong with, like, my lighting and my green screen. But this is the Bar Podcast t-shirt that I'm wearing here, Biblical and Reformed, the Bar Podcast. One of my absolute favorite podcasts is Dwayne's Sidebar. If you don't know about that already, it's such a cool, it's like okay, so he's already doing the bar, right? So my forehead just disappeared again. That's weird. That's so weird. I have a sweater. I'm gonna put my sweater on. Look, watch how crazy this is. When I put this sweater on, everything is gonna stop. It's going to stop malfunctioning and you're going to be able to see me without any concern. The green screens and technology are weird. So I'm just saying, it's a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. I don't know how that works or why, but it does. Look, now I'm not disappearing anymore. How about that? That is so weird. I don't even understand it, but okay. So anyways, what I was saying, the Bar Podcast, the Sidebar. So he has the Bar Podcast, which he does, where he's interviewing really, really cool people. But then he has the Sidebar, which is a cool name to begin with since, you know, it goes with his original podcast, where he's actually talking to us about the different things behind the scenes for podcasting and giving you tips and advice and help with podcasting or running businesses and things like that. And I have been so blessed by the Sidebar. And of course, I don't know, you probably haven't heard this because it's like not that big of a deal, but oh my goodness, the Just Thinking episode that they put out has gone crazy viral. It's a great video. Of course they always do an amazing job over there at Just Thinking, but Just Thinking is a part of the Bar Network, and so I just wanted to mention that if you haven't gotten a chance to check that out, those guys did a great job explaining to us about what's going on right now and really, really just taking it to scripture. So hopefully you guys can check that out. Patrick, I think you're exactly right. The lighting is probably half of it because my lighting is a warm color. And so the warm color, it sort of makes blue kind of a greenish color. And so that's caused a lot of the problems. But thankfully the sweater helped. I was thinking about making an Andrew Luck joke, but it just does not seem necessary. Hi, Mark. I'm glad to see that you are in the comments. Make all the jokes that you want to make. We like jokes. And shout outs if you are in the comment section. Yes, that's right. Justin Peters did share about the Just Thinking podcast. I was very thankful for that. If you're in the comment section and you have a blog or a podcast or a business of any sort that you want to shout out, we love shout outs in the comments below so people can find you. I'm constantly being asked by listeners what do I recommend, anything like that. And so the issues that I hear a lot are people saying things about how there's just not all that many Reformed, biblical, Christian ministries, podcasts, blogs, businesses. And I think that really just comes down to the fact that none of us are very comfortable advertising for ourselves. And so I know I'm not. I don't like doing that. So I like to make sure that I have a platform here where you are able to do that. These shout outs are welcome. They are encouraged. We enjoy that. If you're not a part of our group over in Facebook, the Tulips and Honey Hub group, that is also a great place for you to give yourself some exposure if you are doing biblically sound stuff. If you do have just a business and you are personally biblically sound, we want to support you. And so that's a great place to go. Also, of course, you can send me information and I will shout you out here on the live event. So that's it. That's all I have about that. So make sure that you're putting that stuff in the comments below if you have any of those things. Also, my super adorable daughter is in the comments right now, and I just want to tell you, Kaylee, you're adorable, and I love you. So I just want to say, she's super cute. She always watches me live. She's like right next to me in the other room, and she watches me live because she's the sweetest thing in the entire world. Okay, we're going to move on to the next thing on our list now that we have some folks all available listening. Okay, so the Tulips and Honey Hub. I think that probably I don't do a very good job explaining this, and so I just wanted to make sure that the new people that have subscribed understand. Over on YouTube, that's just my channel, so you're going to see my episodes, interviews, whatever it is, and then on Fridays I'm going to come to you live. But the actual Tulips and Honey podcast hub is a channel of Reformed podcasters, and so each, different days throughout the week, we have other shows showing. So on Monday, the Tulips and Honey show, that's mine. That's going to drop each Monday. And then on Tuesdays, we have the Aquila and Priscilla Hour. On Saturdays, we have Always Only. And now, I'm super excited about this. On Sundays, hi, Lee. Hi. Oh, my goodness. Guys with Bibles, Lee Jones in the house. Okay, sorry. It's super distracted. Squirrel. Anyways, on Sundays, we will have Breath of Life. Pastor Edward Ramirez is going to be dropping his sermons there every Sunday. So I'm really excited about that. That's new. It started this last Sunday. It's going to be rolling each Sunday. So, of course, we also will have Brooke Bartz. Brooke Bartz, in other words, is going to be joining our podcasting team after July. I have her book right here, just in case you wanted. Last time I grabbed, oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all have seen my shout out. I did a shout out for the upcoming conference. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. I did a shout out for it, and while I was reaching for this book to set it down, I knocked a completely full soda over and it spilled everywhere. And I have like a lot of technology surrounding me and a lot of like books and stuff. I mean, I have so many books and things all over my desk. My poor husband comes down here like once a week and he tries to organize things for me, but I have so many books over here, and so in the middle of recording that, of course, I totally knocked over that huge drink, and so I didn't want to like mess up anything that I had on my desk, but I was also recording, and so I don't know if you see me like all of a sudden flash into a completely different position. Yes, again, thank you, Patrick. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, as many times as I can possibly make huge messes, I do. But this is Brooke Bart's book. I just wanted to tell y'all that in case you watched that update that I did. If you see me all of a sudden have to edit to where I'm like completely sitting in a different spot, that's why. I spilled a drink everywhere. Nothing got ruined, thank goodness. Especially Brooke Bart's book did not get ruined. Chronic Love. Brooke Bart's, she's going to be joining our podcasting team. I'm super excited about everything that she is going to be doing. And she's also putting on the No Plugs Came Out in part. I'm just never going to get tired of that story, y'all. This happened. Didn't it not happen like right before everything shut down? I feel like I had a hard time getting the parts because some stores were shut down from the plague, from the pandemic. But I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so a while back, a few months ago, which feels like a few years ago, I was cleaning carpets or something, and I pulled my husband's automated recliner plug out, and half of the plug stayed in the wall. It stayed in the wall. Why would that even happen? And I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I pull that out of there? Is it going to be something I can fix? And so I messaged poor Patrick, and I was like, so you're a grown-up that knows things. What do I do? You guys just be praying for Patrick, okay? Because he's constantly getting these random, weird technological questions, and sometimes they don't make any sense. But speaking of praying for Patrick, so Patrick is the host, one of the two hosts of Cave to the Cross Apologetics. And he sent me a really cool link. I'm going to totally post this in the comments below because I have it right here. And I'm in the comments, so I can do that. Oh, I clicked a button and my whole screen changed. I have 2 computers right now. This is so weird. So I have my new computer that my super sweet husband got me, and then the old computer was just sitting right here so I can watch you guys comments and stuff and check everything out. So I'm going to post this link here because Patrick just sent me this really cool link for the books, the great list of Kindle reads that he has been showing us. And also, okay, so I was just going to mention if we could all join together and pray. Oh my gosh, I can see my own comment on the screen. Wow. That's weird and kind of cool, but also just really super weird because it looks weird. Anyways, okay, so I wasn't never ever going to mention the chair, but sometimes I'm not sure that you're aware of that reality. That's my husband. Do you see him? Do you see my husband? That's him right there in the comments. And you guys should pray for him because it's really difficult to be married to me because really weird random things happen all the time. I'm always breaking things and I don't understand why, but you know, he has like a full savings account just set aside for like when Lauren breaks things. This is here just in case. And if Lauren breaks things on herself, then he's a medical professional and he has to help me fix those things because I'm not going to go to the doctor. Hi, Kim. Welcome to my world. Are you like me? Oh, my goodness. What is going on? I don't understand. You know what is so fun? I can't wait for you guys to see this. I'm getting way off track. I'm going to come back to the Cave to the Cross thing, okay? I'm going to circle back around. Don't worry. But whenever I interviewed, didn't mean to put a double negative in there, emergency fund just for you. It's sad because it's true. It's incredibly true. My roommates tease me about saying owie. I run into things too. Is it doorknobs for you, Kim? I need to know. Does everybody else hit every single doorknob in their house? Because I do. Sometimes I run randomly into the wall. I wasn't going to say anything about this, but since my husband decided to tease me in his sleep, he is a sleepwalker. I have a lot of blackmail footage of my husband walking in his sleep because him and Kaylee, him and my daughter both, they do not stay asleep in their sleep. They roam around all the time. I have to sleep in the living room to make sure that nobody heads out the door. So, don't you dare. Hey, pretty sure you just mentioned my emergency fund. That means, oh no, you broke a pinky toe on the corner of the wall. Oh, a pinky toe, but that's the best one. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hi, Chris. I'm so glad to see you in the comments. I just was going to mention really quickly that my husband did totally walk right into the wall the other day in his sleep. He didn't get hurt because he was moving really slow, and I was there to help him. But he's a night shifter, so he works during the night and he sleeps during the day. And I get to just like witness all of the goofiness that he does in his sleep, and it's really fun. And he did totally, which made me feel kind of better. Because I mean, at least I'm awake. It's worse for me. I'm awake. I should be aware of my surroundings, but I never am. And so, yeah, I'm running into the walls whenever I'm awake. But so Patrick said in the Midwest, we see running into strangers, getting in someone's way. Everything is I think there's videos about that. That is not a lie. Patrick is telling the truth right now. They all say and big. That's big here in Bismarck. Can I get you a big? Oh, for cute, do you need a big? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get you a big there. And I'm like, guys, it's bag. There's an A. It's bag. And they look at me like, I mean, I've been traveling for a long time. I feel like I've gotten rid of my Texas accent pretty well. But unfortunately, I get here to Bismarck, and every single person, every time I say, can you please put that in a bag? They'll be like, you're not from around here, are ya? You must be from down south. Oh, very cute. And I'm like, guys, this is just a normal way to pronounce it. It's bag. So anyways, we got way off track. I mean, seriously, I do still have a Texas accent. Do I really? I need to work on it, huh? I mean, I'm trying to work on it. It comes out sometimes whenever I get really excited. So I was going to mention that I was really excited about my Costi Hen interview that I did. It's not coming out this Monday. It's going to drop next Monday. So next Friday, you guys will see a portion of the Costi Hen interview. But during the interview, we all started talking about sort of like putting things together. I don't know. Costi Hinn is just he's really hilarious. He was a really hilarious person to talk to. And so while we were talking about things, he mentioned that, oh no, it's one of the guys from the Guys with Bible podcast picking on you, Patrick. I'm never gonna be able to focus because you guys are being too funny. And now that I made the comments big, I can see it. Now you guys play nice. Oh, jeez. I've so long that I find myself over enunciating. You know what the problem is, though? Seriously, the problem is that my husband and I spend so much time. It is another squirrel, Kim. You're right. I mean, I feel like it should probably be the actual title of everything I do. Not tulips and honey, but just squirrels. Lots of them. As many as I can possibly do for being a baby. I'll make you a gom jabber. Do I want to know what a gom jabber is? I feel like that has something to do with Star Wars, but I'm probably wrong. Anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, I was going to tell you guys about Costi Hinn. So he's explaining to me about how his wife can put things together really, really well. And you guys will see this in the interview, that his wife can get, something from not Costco. He said the furniture store. I don't remember what it was called. Being very old and white and talking to someone speaking of women. I like that description. That's a great description. So I just mentioned that, I can put things together really quickly, but my husband has a hard time putting things together really quickly. It's done. What is Dune? I need a clue. Lee, if you're going to tell me to get a clue, you have to give me a clue. So, just stopped in to say bye. Okay, bye, Chris. We're so glad to see you. Chris from Voice of Reason podcast. That's another one of my favorites. Super excited that he was able to stop by. I hope you have a blessed week, brother. Weekend. It's the end of the week. Anyways, I'm gonna actually get back to my list because I've gotten way off track, y'all. This is not good. I got to get back on track. But at least I'm not disappearing into the wall anymore. So, I mean, we've actually gotten pretty far. Not quite Star Wars Hardcore Frank Hubert done, but okay, interesting. Gonna check that out afterwards. I'll probably forget. Somebody remind me. Anyways, I have enough family members listening right now. You guys can remind me. I don't know what that means. But what I was gonna tell you guys to please be praying for Patrick because he is actually over there in areas where there's been a lot of rioting and city burning and stuff, and so I do want to be praying for Patrick. Also, he said to be praying for this weekend, end of the Finding Truth in a couple of weeks, with a special 2-party interview concerning trusting the historicity of the New Testament. Ooh, who are you interviewing? That's very exciting. That's one of my favorite topics. I can't wait for that. Okay, so we're going to be praying for Patrick for that. And also, I was going to tell you guys about the conference coming up. I'm totally going to have a sneak peek, by the way. If you guys stay in. I should listen to the audiobook of it. Okay, I'm gonna check on that, Lee. I trust you. I trust you because you wore a Batman mask for me for the interview. So that's why I'm trusting you. Seriously. Third shifters unite. You guys are insane. I don't know how y'all do it. Night shifters, you guys are really just wonderful, amazing people because I mean, I get so crazy, and it's only 3:20, and I'm already feeling pretty loopy. So I really don't have any good left in me work-wise past 5. And let's be honest, past 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going downhill for the rest of the day. So, yep, graveyard or to death. It's true. Anyways, let's see here. Where was I at? I don't remember where I was at. Oh, I was going to tell you guys about the sneak peek. Okay, so I interviewed Erin Coates. Erin Coates, if you don't know, is a wonderful sister in Christ who is going to be one of the speakers in the upcoming conference, Open Hearts in a Closed World. And she actually joined me to talk about her testimony, which absolutely, you guys, I'm not an emotional person, but I don't cry very often on the podcast. I try not to because I don't wear waterproof mascara or eyeliner, but I was really not holding it together very well. I know that the last time that I got that emotional over testimony, it was Greg from Anchored North. And so her testimony was absolutely beautiful, such a blessing. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. And I'm going to play a sneak peek of the conversation because other than her testimony, we also talked about her ministry to women because she does a really great job at her church directing the women's ministry, and she has a passion for women to hear biblical, solid theology. And so we talked about that a little bit. That episode is coming out this Monday, so I'm going to play a sneak peek of that at the end of this conversation, which I am getting to. I promise I'm nearly there. But I just wanted to remind you all that we do have that women's conference that's coming up July 13th all the way to July 17th. And it's going to be 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time each morning. We've got Susan Heck, Brooke Bartz, Michelle Leslie, Erin Coates, Penny Amack. They are all doing the main speakers. We have 4 breakaway sessions that are also going to be happening. Of course, City of Light is doing our worship music in the morning. And so if you guys have women in your church, if you want to join us like through a streaming service or anything like that, it's going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on Instagram. And so there is an Open Hearts in a Closed World Facebook group where we just gave away a free code to Media Gratia's online courses, and they were so incredibly kind to donate 5 of those links. So if you didn't win the first one, there's 4 more for you to possibly win. There's also a Tim Challies book given away over on Just Brooke Bartz over on Instagram, and a Susan Heck book that was given away in the group. So make sure that you join that group so you can be a part of the giveaways, a part of the updates. You can be, fellowshipping with the folks there, getting information if you need it. So that is coming up, and we do want to have you over in our group in the Facebook. Also, we wanted to say thank you to Media Gratia for donating those. I'm really thankful for that. Hi, Ethan. How are you? I'm so glad to have you here. Okay, let me see. I got to read your comment because it went down there a little bit, so I can't see it all the way. But prayers would be greatly appreciated for us in North Carolina because the riots have been bad. We're going to be praying for you, brother. I'm so sorry to hear that they've been bad there. This is a really difficult thing for all of us. I wrote an article about it on Sunday. If you guys wanted to get the chance to check that out, I'll link to that after the fact. I'll go back in and add those. Did you guys just see the fluffy dog tail in the background? Because there was just a fluffy dog tail in the background. That's just a little added bonus for you all. Fluffy dog tail, because why not? Okay, let's see here. So Emily gave us some recommendations. This is Emily from Aquila and Priscilla Hour. Her recommendation for us this weekend, if you don't know, and she's gone. Okay, hey, I held it together for like a whole 5 minutes. I'm just saying, like, I focused for a small amount of time. I really shouldn't brag about that, should I? If one of my super wonderful family members want to come in here, I actually did forget to plug my computer in, and it's at 23%. So since you guys are kind of watching in the comments, I could use a little help. Thanks, guys. See you in a second. Okay, so while they make their way downstairs to my studio, Emily's recommendation for us this weekend, of course, because this is the Mega List where we have suggestions, recommendations. Thank you so much. You're my favorite. Oh, look. You guys see it? See how difficult it is to be married to me? So sweet. Her recommendation for this weekend is that we all pray for our pastors. So if you guys will join with us in praying for our pastors this weekend, I think that's a wonderful recommendation. We also have on here Kristen. She was in the comments. I don't know if she's still there, but what a sweetheart. Oh my goodness. I asked if anybody had any shout outs, and she said she wanted to shout me out because she's so sweet. I am so blessed. Hi. How are you, brother? It's good to see you in the comments. Okay. Let's see here. I'm at the part with, I wanted to thank Cindy. So Cindy is a new listener who sent me a letter about, so she sent me a very sweet letter about thanking me for the ministry, for the podcast and things like that. And I just really wanted to shout her out about how kind and thoughtful and the time that she took to actually, how many of you guys want my husband to actually pop his head in over here? Oh, he's going no. He's going no. He's like, please don't do this to me. Oh, he came all the way down here to help me, and now I'm torturing him. He's plugging in my computer right now. He's super handsome. I don't know why he won't show his face. It's because he's so humble that he doesn't want anybody to see how incredibly handsome he is.
So true.
I don't know how many of those plugs are important. That one was important. That was my lighting. No, not important. It's not important. Kristen, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. It really meant so much to me. Kristen's encouragement, Cindy's encouragement, the time that you guys take just to be so kind to me, the time that my husband just took to he did! You're so brave! Thank you, sweetie. You're my favorite person in the whole world. Love you. That is so stinking sweet. Okay, we gotta wrap this up, guys, because I'm gonna be a blushing mess for the rest of the whole thing. I love my husband. He's so wonderful. Okay, where are we at? Let's see here. Oh, okay, we have a couple of listener questions, and then I will give you guys just heard the power up noise. Thanks for keeping them. Did you hear it? That's so funny. I didn't even think about that it would be like, the sound would be played. Thank you for reporting me, Patrick. I really appreciate that. I always get so concerned whenever like YouTube asks me, is this a video for kids? And I'm like, well, not necessarily, but I mean, children could watch it. If I click no, does that mean that like I'm saying it's inappropriate? And it really bothers me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always conflicted by this. It's not inappropriate, but I can't click yes. So hopefully you guys can't hear that, because Clementine, the producer, opened my door and then walked away, because she's a dog that knows how to open doors. Why did I teach her that? I taught her that. It wasn't a good idea. I don't know why I thought it would be fun to teach her how to open and close doors, but now she knows how to do it, and she did just open my door and then leave, because she's a really strange dog. Don't click it. I won't. I will listen to your advice. Okay. So the two listener questions that we have really quickly, the first one is, should we fear God, and how do we explain to someone who thinks fearing God is bondage? I really, I think it makes it only appear on kids' YouTube. Oh, I'm glad I don't click it then. Thank you, Lee. That explains a lot. I've always wondered about that. Like, why do they need that? Now I know. Yay. Okay, so this particular question came from a listener who was concerned about a friend. I tried to actually find the comment in the question so I could pull the whole thing, and I couldn't find it. I know I saved it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So if I remember correctly, she was concerned. A friend of hers was actually saying that she was like putting herself under bondage, or, you know, that basically, in other words, we're not supposed to fear God because God is love, that sort of idea. And so I just wanted to quickly address that and talk about it, because it was helpful for me whenever I was talking with her to really work through that and get that. And so I'm super thankful for what Patrick just said. You guys can see that right there, because I made the comment section way too huge. We are slaves for Christ, so we are in bondage. And yes, it is gladly we are in bondage to Christ. And that is the perfect way to see this. And so we see throughout Scripture that godly men are proclaiming their fear of God, and they're not rebuked in any way. We're even told that the beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. So if somebody is to say, hey, we don't need to fear God because God is just love, I think that they are misunderstanding what it is that you're saying whenever you say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. In their minds, with their view of this would be the fear like you would fear somebody evil or wicked. And it's not that. Like, God is righteous, and we are his slaves, and he has bought us for a price. And so when we say that the beginning of fear, or the beginning of wisdom, is the fear of God, you're not fearing God in a way that because he's like capricious and you're not sure what he's going to do. You fear God because he is God, the creator of the universe, and he does hold the ability to do, I mean, he is sovereign. He's sovereign over the whole universe. And so the fear of God is not the idea that he is going to snap his finger and torture you. The fear of God is in respect and awe and just incredible, like, humble meekness before God, that we are like a little tiny itty bitty gnat shaking our fists at a hurricane. That's us. We need to understand that we have the power of that little bitty gnat. And so that's why we would look at God in awe, in fear, in respect, and humility. And that's why we are so blessed that he actually saved any of us, because like R.C. Sproul so well said, it's a miracle. Like, the God saved even one person is one more person than he ever needed to save. None of us deserve it. None of us deserve to be saved. We don't deserve to be bought at a price. And so the honor and the respect and the love and the fear that we give God, it's his due glory, that he is a righteous King of Kings and Lord of Lords, that he is the ruler of the entire universe, everything that ever is and was, and he is the creator of all those things. And so I just wanted to clear that up really quickly. I don't think I did a very good job, but I'm kind of spacey today, and so I'm struggling with like words, which is not good for podcasting. But you guys are so sweet, and I love you all for putting up with me. Yes, thank you, Romans 8:36. For your sake, we face death all day long. Thank you, Patrick. Absolutely. Oh, hi, Peggy. Hi. I'm so glad to see you in the comments. Thank you so much. I'm super happy that you're here. Last question, and then I will give you guys the sneak peek that you're all waiting for. So, why do some documents from the historical church use the term Catholic, and what does it mean? So, I was super excited about this question because it is important. We do see some of like the early church fathers using a term that we would think, oh, they're talking about the Roman Church, the Roman Catholic Church. They're not. The term Catholic actually just means universal. And so when we see that written in old documents, 2,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 700 years ago, I mean, we have to read it in context for the time period. So we always want to make sure that's right. We are all Catholic. Universal, the universal church is all that means. And so if I was going to write a translation of something from back then, I would use the word universal. Now, obviously, there is such thing as a universal church, and it does teach heresy. So we would still need to clarify, regardless of whether or not we're using the term Catholic or the term universal, it's not referring to the Roman Catholic Church, which didn't exist 2,000 years ago. So that's definitely a great question. I'm super excited that I got the chance to just quickly address that. We want to read everything in context. If you're not seeing the words Roman Catholic Church, it's probably not even talking about Roman Catholic at all. So double check those things. If it's modern, it's probably talking about the Roman Catholic Church. If it's super duper not modern, if it's way in the past, probably talking, yeah, that's right, not Unitarian. Exactly. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for the listeners that sent questions in. If you guys do have questions or shout outs or anything that you want to talk about or want me to talk about here in the live event every Friday, shoot me a message, shoot me an email, get in touch with me on social media. I'm on Twitter at Lauren Herford, I think that's my handle on Twitter. I'm on Twitter there somewhere. And also on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook. We've got the Facebook group. We've got the Facebook page. So, yeah, get in touch with me if you have questions or anything else that you guys want me maybe to talk about in the future. Just to let you know, coming up on the in the future podcast, we do have the Erin Coates interview coming out on Monday. Next Monday will be the Costi Hinn interview. The Monday after that, I actually have a really exciting video crossover that I did with the women of the table. If you guys haven't checked out that podcast yet, they are absolutely one of my favorites. They're on the top of my top 5 list. So check out that. Check out the Bar Podcast. Check out Cave to the Cross, Voice of Reason, Guys with Bibles. These are wonderful podcasts. Guys, there are so many more solid, biblically reformed, doctrinally sound podcasts than we realize, and those are all some of them. So I just wanted to give you guys those shout outs, and that's really it. That's all I have. Here comes a sneak peek. God bless you, humblebees. Let us know if there's anything we can be praying for or any other way that we can be serving you. And yeah, bye. It's a blessing. But okay, so right at this point, I have a million questions, but I'm going to try to zoom down a little bit. Well, we have in churches today an issue that it's unfortunately even happening in Reformed churches, where even though the pastor is preaching solid, doctrinally sound, straight through scripture exegetically, the women's ministry might be doing like a Beth Moore thing. So, and I unfortunately have heard from people that, yeah, down the street there's a Reformed church, and I saw a sign that said, come to our women's ministry, we're doing a Beth Moore thing. And so it's apparently a problem in not just unsound churches, but also sound churches. So what advice would you have for women in churches if they're sitting there and they know that they're being invited to a non-biblically sound women's thing? How would you want them to approach their pastor, and what advice would you have for the leadership in women's ministries to make sure that these things aren't happening?
Yeah, well, first of all, you should not have a women's ministry that is not connected to your leadership. So right. The basis of our women's ministry is we are an extension of our pulpit ministry. And so you don't just have this separate entity of women working on their own. We are actually working to complement the men and the leadership in our church. And so we want to really work on, my job is to be the mediator between our leadership and our women. And so I'm bringing the heart of our elders to our women. And so I would just, it's such an interesting thing. So you have a ministry where they're doing Beth Moore. I would prayerfully ask for a meeting with that leadership. Share your heart on just the dangers, like have your information, have videos that you can go to about her, and approach the leadership. I would be going to the leadership and saying, hey, I really need your leadership on this. I really need your voice on this. I really need to hear your heart. These are the issues, I could do that job for you. So one of the things that my husband really appreciated about me was that I kind of knew what were the dangers out there. Right. And so he could, when people came to him, he could go, you know what, probably talk to my wife about that, because she'll have a good idea of the author and what they're saying and stuff. So that was a service that I rendered to my husband, to be able to be knowledgeable about what was facing women and the difficulties and the error. So I would just bring that to the leadership. Sure. And say, like, this is who this woman is. I kind of have a vision for women's ministry to be word-based. Can I work with you on that? And just really kind of put the ball back in the leadership's court, because that's their responsibility before the Lord. And I want to be really respectful of people's elders and pastors, but I think there's a way that you can do it that is super respectful, with showing just the dangers that are out there. Yeah.
I love what you said too.